What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another episode, but things might be a little bit different. What? We are announcing season 2 of the Batting Practice Podcast.
Hey-oh.
Let's
Oh, that
go.
was like
Let's
the wave
go.
right there.
Woo!
Woo.
Let's
So,
go.
what that's gonna look like, it's gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna start to incorporate a little more random stuff, a little more sports specific. Example, Wisconsin sports, because that's where we all grew up and we are all fans of. And just, we might just talk about some life stuff too. If you're here for So Rare stuff, don't worry. We'll still keep talking So Rare. We'll include that. It might be a little bit more here and there, but it will still be here.
Every episode.
Uh, every episode.
Mhm.
Yep. But we just figured we kind of want to start to branch out and talk a little more random stuff. So let's get into it. First of all, boys, this has not changed. How was your weekend?
It's still the weekend, my
Yeah,
dude.
It is still
it's
the weekend. Yes, it is Sunday morning, but I guess, Sunday is kind of like the slow day of the weekend. So how is your Friday and Saturday? The fun stuff.
it was good. It was good. Friday was, let's see, what did we do on Friday? We went, no, we didn't went. We made dinner. I made this really sick couscous fresh
Ooh.
Oh,
mozzarella salad. Yeah.
yo,
It's
whoa.
it's like pasta salad on steroids, but it's also healthier.
Chef Boyardee.
No big deal. Yeah, yesterday we had a board game day, and today's Sunday. It rained all day yesterday. Like there was flood warnings,
Yikes.
there was lightning, yeah. So
Ooh. Sounds like the heavens
couldn't
don't want you to have
yeah.
fun. Or want you to watch football, more like
Yeah,
Well,
soccer.
exactly.
see, today when yeah, I watched a lot of soccer. Today when American football is on, it's super nice outside,
Go
Oh,
figure.
that's funny.
but I can't complain. I can't complain. Andrew, what
Guys,
about
I
you?
I was I was saving this for the podcast and
Oh,
I don't know if you guys know about it. Um, but I went to a little local landmark here in Chicago that's been trending of late. Um, it
I
is
did see this on your
oh,
fiance's Instagram.
there we
Yes.
go. Yes,
Yes.
yes. So this I'm very curious if our listeners, we get some listeners from abroad, have it's made waves outside of even the United States. Um, there is a hole in a cement slab in the city of Chicago that with mysterious origins as to what caused it. Um,
yeah.
it's commonly known as the rat hole, and people, including myself and my fiance, are making pilgrimages there.
Wow.
You have to submit an offering and pay your respects. It's a place of actually shouldn't say it's a somber place because there've actually been a couple weddings there as well as a few engagements that happen there.
What?
So it's not a sad place. It's a site where the community comes together. Um, but guys, even though it's called the rat hole, a lot of people don't think it was a rat that started it. There's speculation that it was a squirrel that fell from a tree and landed on the wet
Wet
cement, and that's where
cement.
the imprint came from. Because it's smack in the middle of it. There's no
There's
paw
no
prints.
tracks leading up to
Um,
it.
hmm um,
Wow.
but yeah, so that was the highlight of my day, and I can tell you, we went on a Saturday. It was kind of gloomy and rainy, probably the rain that Jacob's talking about, and there were like 30 people there, and
What?
What?
like, and
What?
it's continuous, guys. Like we left, there was like another group. So I would say like I would guess like thousands of people went there
Oh
Oh
this
my
yeah.
weekend.
God.
Like, so yeah, this is a thing. It's a thing. Um,
You
but
might
yeah,
have been around like with some famous TikTokers and you wouldn't have even known it. There might have
That's
been
so
true.
were some people
someone
filming?
No.
someone went live. Someone went live.
Let's
No.
go.
They
Oh
they
my
said that. They're
God.
like, I'm live now at the rat hole. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
oh my
god.
God.
Oh my
You
This
god.
think
is,
your parents think you're ever gonna utter that sentence when you were born? I'm
I'm
live at
live
the
at
rat
the
hole.
rat hole.
I don't
Yeah,
know, but
That's
the,
apparently a
that's
squirrel
crazy.
hole. Squirrel doesn't
the,
fall
the,
too far from the tree.
the good news is it wasn't like your stereotypical influencer. Dude was like wearing a jean jacket and like a 96 Bulls hat. So
Okay, he was
he was
Chicago.
like real Chicago. Like this is like real Chicago. This isn't, there's some fake influences out there, but these are the real people. These are the real people in the city that are going to see this. And yeah,
Maybe he
it's worth
streams
it.
at the rat hole every day. Like, hey guys, I'm back at
Yeah.
the rat hole.
Daily
Um,
update.
it's still here. Okay, so there, I saw on her Instagram post,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of money.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
you said it was a rainy day. Like, so does someone come and take the money? I assume someone eventually comes and just steals the money. But like, is
Yeah.
it getting poured on? It's just getting soaked?
Yeah, that
It's
doesn't
just
add up.
yeah. Uh-oh. Have we lost him?
Oh.
This isn't good. Should probably text him. Well, anyways. Oh, he's back.
Oh,
Oh,
Andrew, you froze for
yep,
a
we're good.
second.
I
We're
know. I
good.
You're
realized
back.
that. I was saying
Maybe
it's
it's
not
the
just
curse of the
money.
rat hole.
I
It's not
know
just
the
money.
rats are eating at my Wi-Fi cables, and no, there were Pokemon cards, and yes, the money was getting soaked. Um,
Wow.
there was somebody even
Pokemon
threw a condom
cards.
in there. They don't need it.
Sure, they
That's
don't
funny.
know.
It's
Yeah.
funny. I saw like there was one of those situations that took place in New York where like somebody's like there was a crack in the sidewalk and someone stepped on it and then it went like way down
Oh,
and
was
they
that the
like
Casey?
stuck their
Was that Casey
yeah,
Neistat?
Casey Neistat went to it eventually, but like I saw like the original guy that found it.
Oh,
So then that was like going around in New York.
yeah.
And I never heard about this in Chicago. So it's like, I guess just all
Well,
the big cities are falling apart and we're
cities have
making light of
holes.
it.
Mm.
Cities have holes.
We like filming the city's holes, don't we?
Oh,
But what's really funny about it though, the locals that live in the neighborhood, it's a very like neighborhood part of the city. It's not touristy
mm,
at all. They hate it. They
mm,
absolutely hate it. And
I
I kind of
bet.
would be annoyed too. Like there were people like running and they had to like go into the street. People
Wow.
like walking their dogs, like that the dog, it just if you live there, it would be so annoying so quickly.
Yeah.
So they're like trying to get rid of it. And I don't know. Well, I'll
Oh
have an update from
no.
you, but I don't think the rat hole's gonna be around much longer.
Oh, so you had to go and see it before you couldn't.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That
that's
makes
smart.
sense. That makes
All
sense.
right.
Well, I
So
had a
yeah.
really solid Friday. I already told you guys about this, but I have a little show and tell. Um, I got to go to
That's
the
Oh,
right.
Bucks game on Friday. And luckily for me, it was in a suite.
what?
Whoa. Look at
Yeah,
that.
I know, pretty cool, right? This is what a Buck suite looks like at Pfizer Forum. But yeah, they played terribly, but it was still a good experience getting to go to the suite. Um, don't worry, I'm not rich or anything.
Don't
My
worry.
my
I'm
in-laws
I
have
was
poor.
some.
worried. I was worried.
It's all about who you know, right? My in-laws have some family friends that have a suite, and they invited us, and we went. So that was pretty cool.
Did you try to sell them on Sorare? Because they could, these are
That's
real
true.
whales. These are real whales,
I
Josh. They have
know,
a
I
suite.
know. So they were not actually there. There was other people there, but I won't get into all that. I did end up playing all of my Bucks players because I knew I was going to see them play,
That's fun.
and then
That's
they
fun.
played terribly. So
Well,
so I kind of learned my lesson a little bit there, but hey, that's all right. It's all right.
I don't know. I think there's an added aspect in so rare in fantasy sports where if your player is playing in the game that you're going to, it's like you kind of gotta play
Yeah, it's kind of like a requirement.
them. Yeah.
I also have a second part of my show and tell, and I didn't know this was happening, but there was a giveaway. And
What?
I saw these people walking
Oh,
around with this on,
I
and
saw
I was
this. I
like,
saw this.
are they buying these? Are like what's happening? And then we found a table, so I will put it on for you, and then I'm gonna wear
You
it
should have gotten
because
another
it's
one
pretty
from
cool.
me.
Wait here.
What?
It's a fuzzy bucket hat.
Oh, that's so
Isn't it
cool.
great?
It's a fuzzy Bucks bucket hat.
That's
Does it keep your
iconic.
ears warm? It looks pretty
It
warm
it
too.
does. It does. Especially when I wear my headphones over them, it kind of like pushes down and makes it look even goofier than it already looks.
Mhm.
I might be taking it off because it looks kind of silly. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool giveaway, I thought, you know. It's
That's great.
That's
reversible.
awesome.
All right. So speaking of the Bucks, how you guys feel? It's been crazy recently. It's oh, look at that. What's that?
It's Bango.
Wait, it's
It's
reversible?
It is.
reversible.
Wow.
It kind of looks like a swim cap when you had it the other way.
It was Bango's birthday. So that was the giveaway for his
How
birthday.
old is he?
Oh.
I have no idea. I asked that same question and I
Oh,
never found out.
well, he's
See,
like
that's
The Simpsons. Like you never really know. They
mm,
have birthdays,
Yeah,
but you don't really
right.
know
His age doesn't change, but he's
exactly.
probably like 80 years old.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
yeah.
so we got Adrian Griffin. Adrian Griffin's
terrific.
fired at 30-13 for a record, which is almost unheard of. And then it was falsely reported that the Bucks were hiring Doc Rivers, and then it was correctly reported that the Bucks were hiring Doc Rivers. All while the Bucks have been playing pretty not great basketball recently against pretty not great teams. So, are you guys worried? Are you worried about this hire? I've seen a lot of sentiment going around about this coaching debacle. It's craziness. So, do you guys have any input on Doc Rivers at all, or how the Bucks have been playing recently? Nash, especially, you just got to see him,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they
that was a really rough game. They only put up 100, which in this
That's
NBA
terrible.
is not good. Their shooting from the field was like 42%. It was a rough night shooting for them. But then they had a back-to-back, so they played last night and they crushed the Pelicans. So it's hard to be too worried about them. They still are 32 and 14, which is an excellent record. There has to be something else that went on, or the players just weren't buying into what Griff was telling them. Otherwise, I don't really see how you can fire a coach that has the second best record in the NBA.
Mhm.
So I think there was a lot of lack of buy-in from the players. So I'm good with it if that's the case. You have to have your players buying into what the coach is saying, or else it's never going to work. That being said, Doc Rivers has a great history of coaching, except for the playoffs. And the Bucks have kind of built this level of talent where it's kind of win or bust at this point. Ever since winning in 2021, it's kind of been the expectation each year that they're at least making the finals, and they haven't been able to do so. So I'm a little bit concerned about Doc Rivers' playoff record, but nobody has been able to win with the players he's coached in the playoffs either. So he's got new talent, new players. I kind of just want to give him a chance and see what happens at this point.
Yeah. I think we're kind of halfway into the season. At least it feels. I mean, the NBA season is
Yeah,
very, very
it's
long.
actually just over
Um,
now.
yeah. So I think it's a move for the playoffs. Like I think if you're going to sack your coach, or if you think that you don't have what it takes to win, like Josh was saying, then I think you need to make moves. And for a coaching change to be effective, like I think it takes time. Like you can't like throw someone in April and have them walk into a room and get the guys ready for the postseason that begins in a month. Like that's not going to work. So you need to give them time to process it. To Josh's point, it's ironic if you're chasing a play, like if you're chasing a championship, that you would go out and hire a coach that has not proven the ability to coach into the postseason. I don't know, but he's got some or Milwaukee connections playing at Marquette. Um, I don't know if that plays into it at all. But most of the guys that go to Marquette, I think they were happy to be there. I don't think they have a strong affinity for the city of Milwaukee. Um, but it's nice to see that there's some connection. I know, Jacob, like, do you think the move was right? Like, do you think if everything was fine in the locker room, like this makes sense, or did Griffith kind of get I don't know, the short end of the stick on this one?
It sounds like the locker room wasn't all right. So I would say if that's how things were trending, if players were truly being the ones to call plays at the end of the game instead of the coach, I would
Mm,
say it's definitely a necessity to have someone who is going to keep these guys not more in line, but be able to do things for himself while the players can just play. If they're trying to have these other things on their mind, they're going to be thinking about what plays to run and how to do that. Well, the coach isn't providing that for you. And you'll see, as an example, in the game that Nash went to, they didn't play very well. And
oh,
they almost lost to the Pistons the other day, too.
yeah.
I know. That would have been crazy. So, overall, I would say it's a good move to fire the coach. But as for hiring Rivers, his recent lack of success does concern me. He had a really good Sixers team and was not able to take them and do anything with them. And I'm hoping he doesn't do the same with the Bucks. So time will tell. Time will definitely tell. But overall, I'd say it's a pretty all right week for Wisconsin sports. What would you guys say? We did have
Yeah.
last weekend. The Packers did lose. So we can talk about that for a bit. The Packers
Yeah.
lost to the 49ers, but they looked all right. I would say they look good. I would say Jordan Love looked better than Brock Purdy. I would say our running game looked better, not better. It compared to Christian McCaffrey. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We lost by 3 points. That's a coin
yeah,
flip. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
that's one goal
And
difference.
and you could make a very strong argument that the Packers kind of controlled the whole game and played better the whole game up until they missed a field goal to tie it up. And then Love threw an interception and the game. You take out those two plays and it's tied going into a final drive to win or, overtime. So I believe the Packers should have won that game. I think they played better.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people think the same.
I the thing, and this is true for me for all sports. I get the most bummed when I watch a game and like a team doesn't have a chance to answer. And this is true in soccer, this is true in American football. But the Packers did inherit a final potential game-winning drive with 1 minute to go, for 3 timeouts. They had everything that they needed to do it, and they didn't, so they lost, and that's fine. Like I don't get obviously like as a fan, I'm upset at the result, but I look at games and if it kind of plays out the if everyone has a chance, and same thing goes with soccer. If you're watching a game and it's into stoppage time and the team is down by a goal, but the ref blows their whistle right as a play was starting to develop, that kind of that makes me upset. If the team marches down and the other team clears it off the line, and then they kind of had their offensive opportunity, that's fine. Call the game at that point. Um, but I think obviously as a fan, I'm bummed at the result, but I think the Niners barely beat us, but they did, and we'll get them next year,
Yeah, we'll get them
hopefully.
next year. It's the Packers kryptonite, man.
It is San Francisco. Something about California, man. The Packers in California just
I'm
don't
right.
don't bode
It's
well.
the Aaron Rodgers curse.
I will say this
Hmm.
though about that. I'm in agreement with what a lot of people are saying that the future is very bright. I also get a little bit nervous when I hear that because yes, the future is bright, but nothing in the future is guaranteed. It's what's present is what's guaranteed, and they should have won that game, and they should be playing the Lions to go to the Super Bowl today, which would have been crazy. But there's no telling that Jordan Love will play as well as he did next year. There's no telling that Jair Alexander will be back, that AJ Dillon or Aaron Jones will be back. So I get a little bit, I don't know if nervous is the right word, but I hold back a little bit. The future is definitely bright, yes. And I believe they'll be a very competitive team for the years to come, but none of that is guaranteed, and we don't really know how that's going to look. So, yes, it's true, but we don't know exactly.
Which baseball team do you think is most like the Packers right now?
Ooh.
Dude, okay, I made this correlation the other day, but it's more so based on like young, like inexperienced, where you don't really know what's gonna happen. I kind of think the Brewers, you look at like
Hmm.
they have their couple of
Hmm.
veterans.
Hmm.
They have Yelich,
Okay.
who's a veteran. They have Adames, who's a veteran. Uh, if beyond that though, and then some of the pitchers, they have a lot of young guys that you just don't really know how they're gonna pan out. And that's kind of like how the Packers look this year. So in that sense, I think that's actually a pretty strong comparison.
I kind of like that. I was thinking
Yeah.
more along the lines of the Diamondbacks, maybe, who
Ooh.
also
Okay.
have a younger team, made it to the World Series, obviously, but who knows how that division's going to be this year? Who knows how the NL Central is going to be this year? Are the Cubs going to sign Bellinger? I personally think so, but it's been so long. How are the Cardinals going to look this year? They had an off year last year, but they could look a lot better. They're making
Yeah.
moves. The Reds too. I would say the Pirates are the only one I'm not terribly concerned about. They're out here signing like a Roldis Chapman. Like, oh great, he's
And Tellez.
yeah. Oh, that's right. But I'm gonna root for Rowdy hitting some into the river for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
For sure. But the Brewers did make a big signing recently too, and I would say he's more along the lines of the younger squad, especially because he missed all of last year with an ACL injury. Reese
Mm.
Hoskins, that's got me pretty excited. I have his Soul Rare card, and I didn't get to use it last year.
Oh, well, that's sick.
Yeah,
You might have to upgrade to a Brewers one this year.
I know, I know, especially with collection bonus, hopefully. But
Right.
yeah, Reese Hoskins, it has me excited.
Yeah, I think it's a great signing. It's what they needed. They needed a power hitting first baseman. I think
Hmm.
they're still lacking maybe one or two more power hitters, but kind of flying under the radar a little bit is the signing of Christian Arroyo, who, again, one of those kind of wild cards, could be a great utility player for us. And we'll see. But I love the signing. It's what we needed. I'd love to see him get a few more guys, and I think we're set up pretty well for this season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking right now if from a so rare perspective, so Hoskins was averaging 8.5 points per game that he played. If he slotted him in to the current rankings from for first basemen, he would be in seventh place
Wow.
out of all first basemen. So from a so rare perspective, he's actually pretty. I mean, assuming this is based on last year's data, and there's some people that will probably like I'm looking at Vinny, as well as, Tristan Casas, they probably, but if we look at how it finished last year, if we slot him in, he's right in the top 10. So that's maybe he's someone to keep an eye out from a Sorare perspective too.
There we go. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh man. So I think this is a good transition back to our little So Rare segment here, but I cannot wait to do So Rare Player of the Weeks for MLB because that's gonna be so
Oh,
fun. Because
That's gonna
that'll
be
be,
awesome.
I feel like basketball. I mean, you'll get players like I don't know. I feel like basketball, you'll get more players that you've heard of before. Whereas baseball, you could get a rookie that was just brought up last week and goes off, hits a home run in his first game or something like that. And that can
Right.
win a player of the week or something like that. I don't know. We will see. Anyways, so rare NBA player of the week. Number three, we got already. Number three. And I'm sure that there are plenty of people who are deserving it this week, but there's one clear and obvious answer for this week. And by the way, this is for So Rare game weeks 26 and 27. So without further ado, your So Rare player of the week number three for game weeks 26 and 27 is the main man himself, Joel Embiid, MVP front runner. Why is he our So Rare
Woo!
player of the week? He could be our So Rare player of the week every single week. Well, let me tell you, he put up 70 points on the dot the other day against Wemby's Spurs. Put up 70 total points. That's crazy. You think that was
wow.
crazy? What else is crazy is he rebounded the ball 18 times. And you know how much rebounds matter in So Rare, too. Points are worth 1 point, rebounds are worth a little bit more than 1 point. Assists, he had 5 assists, 1 block, 1 steal, only 1 turnover. So that was pretty much counteracted by his made 3-pointer and a double-double with the 70 points. And isn't that crazy? He didn't even have a triple-double and put up 105 for a Sorare score. 105. Is that the highest this season?
I think that's the highest ever. I'm
Is that the
looking. I
highest
looked at.
ever?
I looked at
Wow.
Towns. I got to look at Doncic next.
Doncic had
That's
100.
his.
He had
That's
100 on the
his
dot.
highest. That's his.
Wow.
So Embiid has hit 100 before.
Wow.
105 is literally next level. Yeah, that's insane.
Nuts. Yeah.
He's
So there's
literally a
no.
contender team.
Yeah, he is.
Literally. That's
He is.
insane. Yeah. He went off.
No, like the past few weeks we've had, I mean, Cam Thomas was funny because he had his extra motivation in the ladies, but we also had D'Lo who went off because LeBron was out. But this is Embiid. There was no one that was out. He wasn't motivated by anyone in the crowd, I don't think. I
We
think
don't know. We don't know.
It's
he's
true.
too basketball focused, man. I feel like he's so serious about the game of basketball that he wouldn't let anything like that distract him. Maybe not, but unheard of. 105 might be the highest ever. We'll have to get Andrew. We have to tweet Laird again
Yeah,
and see.
it's got to be the record.
The
It's got to be
highs
the
and the
record.
lows.
Oh yeah, but he's just good, and he's the front runner right now for the MVP. So there we go. Game weeks 26, 27. Player of the week number 3 for Sorare, Joel Embiid, 105 points. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I don't know if we'll ever see that again. Like, and
That's a
was
good.
that even an overtime game? Was that?
No,
No, that's insane.
no.
Yeah. Maybe like a double, triple overtime game, but that's, I think, the only thing that'll come close to that. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's
Did I say
crazy.
player of the week 3 that whole time?
Yes.
Well, it's player of the week 4.
4. That's okay.
That's okay. I got the game weeks right. I got the game weeks right. Oh well.
I like it.
Oh well. All right.
Well,
Should we move on to our fun segment? Our fun segments, well, for baseball, once baseball starts, we'll definitely throw in a little guess who and some of those every now and then. But we're getting, as you saw last week, we're getting kind of tired of our so rare. Well, we were getting kind of tired of talking about Sorare for an hour, hence why we only talked about it for what, 5-10 minutes today, if that. But we were also getting way more tired of just doing our normal guess who for NBA, whatever, for our fun segment. So today we're gonna do something a little bit different. So Nash, you want to bring that up?
yep, pulling it up right
Let's
now.
get it.
Bang.
And this is something near and dear to us, I feel like. As kids, these were
Oh,
our
yeah.
go-to restaurants. So we're doing a sit-down chain restaurant tier list maker. This isn't McDonald's. This isn't Burger King. We're talking like Chili's, Applebee's, so on and so forth, the sit-down chain restaurants. And I don't know if we've heard of all of these on this list. I just picked this up,
Oh, there it is.
sent the list. Yeah. Oh yeah. So we got it here. So we got tiers down all the way S all the way through D. I feel like, can you add another tier? If you
You
click the
probably
settings,
could, yeah.
we need an
Yeah.
F tier. Oh well,
You know,
that's
I think
okay.
we can make D as our F
We can
tier.
make
You
like
know,
low,
I could
very
probably
low,
here.
A, B, C, and
F.
F. Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
there we go.
There we
Just
go.
extend it.
All right,
Yeah.
I love it. So
Should we
either
just go?
we
Should we go in
go
order?
left to right, or
Yeah.
we can, yeah, okay. So what
Let's
is
go
that
left
first
to
one?
right. That first one is PF
PF
Chang's.
Chang's. We never got to go there as a kid
I've been there once. Well,
I've been,
yeah.
yeah.
So
because we had some family
yes,
members that
dietary. I wouldn't say restrictions. I would say
self-imposed,
pickiness.
Choices.
self-imposed dietary restrictions.
Well, yeah. Okay. I've been to PF Chang's, like, yeah, not that many times, a few times maybe. The food is great. Don't get me wrong. It's really expensive for being like kind of like a chain Chinese restaurant. You would
Okay.
think like if I'm gonna get Chinese, I want like something a little bit cheaper that's more like I don't want to say authentic, but just more like a smaller place,
Yeah.
not a chain that I'm going to be overpaying for. So the food is good. I just think I think it kind of falls to me. It's kind of like a C tier.
Yeah.
The
If we
food,
kept
the
it as a,
food is like an A, but the rest is not great.
Is C to F, yeah. PF
I
Chang
would
C
probably,
tier.
I would say it's
yeah,
probably for
I
me, it's
I
probably
can't speak
between.
on it too much.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's go C tier. I agree with Josh.
All
All
right.
all good takes.
All right, the next one is Red Robin. Red Robin. Yum.
Yum.
How many times
Another
have you guys
place,
been to Red Robin?
Another one I haven't been to
once or
too
twice
often.
maybe.
I would say,
Okay,
yeah, within
I
like the under 5 range.
I have the most experience, I think, with this one because my where my grandmother lives, they have a Red Robin there,
That's right.
and we would occasionally go there because it was close to the meeting of where my family lives. One of their hallmarks, you get unlimited fries, with your meal.
Oh,
Oh,
bottomless
Um,
fries. I do remember that. Yeah.
Bottomless fries, very good. However, as a kid, I had self-imposed dietary restrictions, and I didn't
Oh,
really like hamburgers.
oh, that's right.
Um, so I feel like I'm not equipped to evaluate this. So on the basis of their burgers, I can't really say, but on the basis of unlimited fries, I give that a solid B tier.
I think
okay.
B is where I would put it too.
Yeah.
It's not like
And
a crazy amazing burger, but it's also bottomless fries is a plus, dude.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Once we fill
Speaking of
in more too,
bottomless,
we can have like
always
tiers within the
readjust.
tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next one is Olive Garden. Ooh.
This is
Okay.
C max for me. This is C max.
Wow.
Whoa,
Wow.
whoa,
I was
whoa.
saying A. I was gonna go
Yeah,
A.
I'm not a fan of Olive Garden.
I
Wow.
I'm pretty close to put
Wow.
it. Yeah,
Like
I think
everything that exists on the menu at Olive Garden, I'm gonna be that guy. I can make it at home. Besides the breadsticks,
That's fair. That's fair.
I
The
wouldn't say that
breadsticks.
about like a traditional Italian restaurant, but I feel like Olive Garden is just it's kind of boring for me. I think it's like a C tier. But if you guys think it's A, we can throw it in the middle.
I would
so.
probably go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
So I during the pandemic, they were offering this crazy thing. You bought an entree, you got to take one home with you.
That's
Like
right.
that is
That's nuts.
absolutely insane. Like you paid $12 for
Okay,
a
that's
bowl
pretty
of
sick.
pasta, and then you got to take it home, and they gave you breadsticks. Like they literally, like they handed you a meal, and then they allowed you to walk home with an even bigger meal. So on the
You
basis
know,
of just value, I gotta give it an A.
what I can't speak on is how good the food is nowadays, because I feel like I
Mm.
also haven't had it in like 10 years.
Yeah, that was another place we really didn't go to is
Hmm.
Yeah.
even though there weren't any self-imposed dietary restrictions on that one, but
Right. I think part of it for me is the sentimental factor, which sounds
mhm.
weird for an Olive Garden, but we didn't have an Olive Garden where I went to college, but there was one that was like 25 minutes away. So occasionally my roommates and I, as like a treat, would drive the 25 minutes to go get Olive
Heck
Garden
yeah.
That's
and
pretty
we'd like
good.
have a sit down dinner as roommates. So there's that factor to it. So I probably favor it a little bit more, but
Here we go.
I'd say
Go
top
A.
of B. Oh, okay.
Okay,
Go A.
But
Go
J,
A.
I think
just
we do. Okay, okay. All right.
sure.
If we put others in A, it'll probably fall down to a low A. But next one is Texas Roadhouse, and
I don't have enough. I would say
I
C.
don't know
I
if
don't
I've
have enough
ever.
experience with it.
So I guess we should have prefaced this, but if we don't have enough experience with it or we don't know what it is, it's gonna default to C.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Unless
So
Yeah.
Andrew,
I'm putting
you
this below PF
No.
Chang's because
okay?
I've been to PF Chang's. I don't know if I've like maybe
No, it's
once.
it's better than
I've
PF
been
Chang's.
once.
It's better than
I've
PF
been
Better?
Chang's.
I've
Okay.
been
Yeah.
once, and that's it. And it was a long time
I
ago.
think
They
people might get mad at that one. I think if you frequent that place, people really like it. I just haven't really had it.
they have Bloomin' Onion, and they also have unlimited rolls there too.
That's
But
right.
it's the rolls are not as good as another place on this list. So
Ooh,
that's
we'll
all I'll
get
say.
there.
Mm,
All right, next one is B
I know
Dubs,
which one.
Buffalo Wild Wings. This is
We
an
went
A
here
for
a
me.
decent amount. I would say A for sure. It's not good
Yeah.
enough to be S, and it
Yeah.
never will be good enough to be S.
And
Yep.
But
I'll be the first to admit, like, there are so many better wing places. Don't get me wrong. But if you just want like standard classic wings, go on a Thursday, Tuesday or Thursday, get your 50 cent. It's is it better than Olive Garden?
in my
No.
opinion, yes. But
Oh, actually, yeah.
I
I'll
would
say yes.
since
I say
yeah,
yes. I
since
agree with it.
I
It's better than
voted
Olive
for
Garden.
lower down for
Yeah.
Olive Garden. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Agree, agree. All right. Next one is Applebee's.
Not a
Ooh.
fan.
Late night apps
There is a
are.
reason why we went to the next one over this one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would
But
put Applebee's max C if not F.
Wow.
I wouldn't put it as F. So as a young adult, they did have some insane drink deals
Mm-hmm.
that we obviously weren't
Mm.
able to take advantage of as children. So like they have some pretty good iced teas, but their food is mid. So yeah, it's C for me at the most. I would put it below PF Chang's.
Okay. I will. Late night apps is were fire. I don't even know if they do late night apps anymore, but that was always a nice option if you needed something a little, if you were a little drunk or something. But uh, wow, this next one, there's no debate. This
There's no
is
debate. That's S tier.
it's S, and it's going to be the
Chili's
top
is S
S, and
tier.
it's not getting moved.
Hmm.
Sorry if
Too
you
much. That
disagree.
was our
It's
go-to, us three on the podcast. That was
Hmm.
our go-to, like between middle school and high school, our go-to weekend go out to eat place was
yep,
Chili's. You got
yep,
bottomless chips and salsa, which is just unfair. And their chips and their salsa were both really good. Like the
Yep.
super thin, crispy chips, and then their salsa was also good.
And I think they had
They're
they had something on the menu for everyone too. No matter
right.
yeah,
like my
yep,
They had
sister,
vegetarian, they had burgers,
yeah,
they had chicken wings, they
yeah,
had so
they
many
had
different
pasta.
things. Yeah.
yeah.
They had stuff for your sister.
Yeah, that's hard.
It is, yeah. The next one is Outback Steakhouse.
I don't think I've been more than once, so I
I'm
would throw it
putting it
right into
right.
C.
I'm going right next to Texas Roadhouse because
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
it's right on that same
Andrew, have you
level
been
for
at
me.
all?
I'd say it's Texas Roadhouse without the free muffins or free rolls. So I'd put
Yeah.
it much, yeah.
I think we're going
I think
there.
we
All
went
right.
once.
I'm curious about this one, boys.
This next one is Red Lobster. It's a high one for me if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It's an A. I don't think it quite cracks S tier. I think S tier it needs to be held to a very high standard.
Yeah,
Um, I would say this has probably the best rolls bread option out of
absolutely.
anything on this list. And for that
Yep.
Yes.
reason, I think it goes probably above Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Whoa. I put it below Olive
Okay.
Garden,
Okay,
but
Okay.
okay. I could get behind
Throw it right
that.
in the middle. You can throw it right in the middle.
yeah, throw it in the
I
middle.
think
Throw it in the
yeah,
Yeah.
middle. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
fair, yeah. All right, Ruby Tuesday. Again, this is kind of like a Red Robin to me. I always would get these confused as a child, and I never really understood the
F.
difference.
Ruby Tuesday
F.
sucks. F. It
Okay,
Oh,
sucks.
okay,
so
It
I'm good with that.
sucks.
I
I'm good with
I
that.
only remember going there once, and it was right by your house, Andrew.
Yeah, and it
And then we
closed
never
because
went
no
there
one.
again.
Yeah, because it closed. Because
Oh,
nobody eats there because it's terrible.
all right.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
The next
it's
one is
F.
Longhorn Steakhouse, right
Definitely
by
never
Texas
been.
Roadhouse,
Never
because
have
I just
been.
don't
Yeah,
know.
never.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put
Same with
it
the
below
next one.
Outback. Never heard of it
Yeah,
before, if I'm being honest.
Bertucci's.
I've never heard of it.
It's
It's just gonna
Italian,
default to
probably.
bottom C. Sorry if it's really good, just haven't had any experience. This next one
Cracker Barrel.
is Cracker Barrel. It's really close to an S tier for me.
I agree.
I think it might be. I think it might be an S
Whoa,
tier.
whoa. I don't put that and
If
Chili's in
not,
the same
it's
category.
if
There's a
that's fair.
Bertucci's in Charlotte.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
you
would
No
might
way.
say
have to check it out.
if it's not S,
Yeah.
I would say it's top of A.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Cracker Barrel, I'd say A.
Yeah.
I'm going.
They
It's close. It's
always
really
have a
close.
million people there, but somehow they always have your food out in like 10 minutes and a table ready for you. It doesn't make any sense.
It's the good old microwaves for you.
Yeah, yeah, right. Hey,
Oh, that's funny.
What
The
is
next
that?
one is Cheesecake Factory.
oh, I'm not a big fan.
Wow, really?
F?
Yeah,
I
Oh,
F
I
F.
would say C tier for me.
whoa,
Bottom C tier for me. Yeah.
I'm just
whoa. I was gonna go
the
high
menu's
A.
way too big. I
Yep.
do like cheesecake, so if we were basing it just off of cheesecake, yeah. Absolutely. But I eat cheesecake maybe once a year. It's got so many calories in it. It's not good for you at all. And like even just a teeny little piece is like worth this much of cake. So I'd so much rather just have like a regular cake, I feel like, in
Are
terms of
we putting
quantity.
it below? I think it's B.
All
You
right,
think
fine.
it's
That's the
B?
average. That's the average. That's our
Okay.
average. If
You were gonna
Jacob and
put
I
it in
say
A?
C,
It's better. It's better. I don't have enough experience with these. It's better than PF Chang's. And it's definitely better than Applebee's.
For sure.
I would say it's better than Red Robin, but
What
I'm
would you
happy to
have
But
put
put
it
it in?
here.
You would have put it in A, Nosh?
I would have put it in a middle A.
All right, let's
Probably,
put it in
but
B.
okay,
Let's throw it in
it's
the B.
better. You say it's better than Applebee's. I'll give you that, but it's also 3 times the cost of Applebee's.
it
But you
is.
Also true.
definitely, but you don't get 3 times the value for it. I think it's a terrible value. If you're gonna
It
pay
is.
Cheesecake Factory prices, go to a real effing restaurant in your
It
neighborhood.
is one of the more expensive places. I will say in recent times, other places have caught up to it. So I don't think it's as expensive as it used to seem because everything
Mm.
is expensive now. But that's just
Let me look at
the
them.
next
I'm looking
one.
at their
The
menu
next
now.
one is Denny's. And to me, I compare
Believe it or
Denny's
not,
and IHOP. Those two
I've
are kind of similar.
never
So
been to Denny's in
I don't
my
think I have either.
entire life. I know, right? Andrew, this might be you only.
Okay, the cool thing about Denny's, so my family used to travel around Christmas time, and there's very few restaurants open in the United States on Christmas Day, and Denny's is always one of them.
Mm.
So I have a soft spot for feeding me when no one else was open. And shout out to the to people at Denny's working on Christmas. Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Um, I
Man,
would
hopefully they
put
got
it.
double pay or something, or at least 1.5 times.
I would
Right.
put it just below Applebee's.
Okay.
I can't say anything about, yeah, it's okay, but
Oops.
it's not an F.
All right. The next one is IHOP.
I
I
like
haven't been
pancakes
there
a
in a
lot.
I do, I do. I haven't been there in a long time, but if I'm going solely based on their new marketing campaign where they've turned all of their pancakes like bright purple and pink, I'm
Wait,
putting an
what?
F. Yeah, it looks disgusting.
I have not seen this.
Guys, the only reason you should go to an IHOP is if you lost your fantasy football league and you have to
There you
eat
go.
pancakes to get out of there. That's the only place. That's the only reason why IHOP exists. That looks disgusting.
Yeah, it's the Wonka menu and they turned everything like sparkly and purple and that just looks so artificial and disgusting to me
Even their
that
bacon looks awful.
Oh, look at that.
that deserves
I'm
an
gonna start
F.
putting food coloring in my pancakes.
That's actually that's a fun move actually. I support that.
Okay. I would say it's comparable to Denny's.
C tier. I was gonna say C
Yeah,
tier
sure.
for
See,
IHOP.
I would probably
yeah.
put it just above
What is this
Denny's.
last one?
I don't know what this
It's
last one is.
TJI Fridays, which to
Oh, it's
me
a big one.
is
But
an S.
we have a special connection to Fridays though. Because in Miller Park in the Brewers Stadium, there
Yep.
used to be a Fridays. Fridays front row is what they called it, where you could sit out, watch the stadium. If you went during a game, you could watch the game. And I want to say they had a little bit different options in terms of food too. Like they had a couple bonus things on the menu. So it wasn't just your typical Fridays. It wasn't just your typical TGI Fridays. That being said, I've probably been to a different Fridays that wasn't Fridays front row maybe 2 or 3 times in my entire life. And we probably went to Fridays front row 50.
Right.
More.
Yeah, if not
How
more. So
how
I think
old were
Fridays
you?
front row is an S, but normal
Yeah.
Fridays is like a B.
Okay. How
Ooh,
old were
I
you when
agree.
you realized that TGI Fridays just says thank God it's Friday? Because that took me a while
Thank
as a child.
goodness. I don't think in America you could say
Well,
thank God
sure,
it's
sure.
Friday.
I'm associating it with Friday's front row, so I would say it's an S tier. It's below Chili's, obviously, but
I think
if we're
now that our
talking,
listeners have the backstory, I feel like we could throw it in S tier. And unless
Do
Andrew,
it.
you have something else to say.
No, I like it. I'm
Oh
looking at the
yeah.
prices for cheesecake. They want $18 for a burger. Like,
That's
I'm sorry.
nuts.
Just go to
That's
a real
crazy.
just
Go,
go to
yeah,
a
go
real
get that
restaurant.
$18 burger at like Au Cheval in
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Go to a real
And-
restaurant. Stop going to Cheesecake Factory. It's not
Yeah.
that good.
Wow.
Sorry,
Well, are we
Josh.
happy? Any revisions here?
I
Are we
think we're
happy with
happy. The
this
only
list?
F is Ruby Tuesday.
Ruby
Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
tough.
awful.
Well, there you have it.
Sorry to the restaurants that we haven't tried. I guess I'll have to try Bertucci's.
We got to
Yes.
tweet this out.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll leave it up and I'll save it. All right.
You
Well,
can- it
there's our
says-
list.
Oh yeah.
Let us know what you think. If you disagree, let us know what we did wrong. But there's our sit down chain restaurant tier list.
Boom.
All right.
Season
Well,
2, boys.
Season 2 is underway. We hope you like our new format, our new discussions. We'll be bringing some similar content. We'll be bringing new stuff to you, new games, new stories, new life experiences, sports as always. We hope you like it. Let us know what you think of our new format. We appreciate your support as always. And until next time, you just attended batting practice. Now you're ready to get in the game. Peace.